Let me tell you about the hair I lost so you understand what it meant to lose it. My name is Doris, and from the time I was a little girl, hair was the language my family spoke love in. My mother had like thick, dense, jet black coils that she wore in a band so full that it barely fit under her church hat. Then my grandmother, that is Grandma Lois, had locks that reached her waist and were so lush that people in grocery stores would stop to ask her if that was a real hair. Then it's like me, I inherited something in between. So in high school, my hair was like my signature. I was that girl. I was that girl with long, beautiful hair. And I remember, like every Sunday, I could sit down for like even 4 hours, and my mom, was just detangling, styling my hair. And each time I complained, it was like, Doris, one day you will understand what you have. I did not understand then, but I understood it when I reached 25 years because that is the year everything started living. 25 was not a gentle year for me. I had just moved to a new city for a new job, and that job was so demanding than I had prepared for. So it's like I was sleeping for 5 hours in a night, and I was eating everything fast and everything that was available, which usually like this was an introduction of a new lifestyle for me. And also I was financially stressed in a particular way that young professionals are usually stressed when the salary sounds impressive but the city eats it alive. So I was running on, caffeine and cortisol, as the kids call it. 6 months in, I started noticing something. My ponytail was, thinner, and it's like my hair was disappearing. And I remember I told myself, like, it's like I have been wearing this hair, too much. And so I just kept telling myself, it shall be well, it shall be okay. But 3 months after that, I noticed this middle part, like it was, like seriously disappearing. And I was like, what is happening? This one has never happened to me. Let me tell you, by the end of that year, I knew which angle were safe, for photos, and I knew which lights, made the thinning, like invisible, and which lights, made my hair to look thicker. I'm telling you, everything was disappearing, like literally disappearing. So, one morning I woke up and I did my normal thing. I styled my hair, just to cover that thinning that was happening, to cover the hair that was thinning. Then, this is what I searched. Why is my hair thinning? Why is my hair thinning? What followed was 3 weeks of the most, disorganized, overwhelming, and contradictory search, like contradictory research, you can imagine. Because the internet, when it comes to hair loss, it is not that helpful. Like every article has different things leading to this and this: stress, hormones, diet, products, genes, washing too much, washing too little, heat damage, tight styles, all of those, even some things called DHT, so many things. Like, I was so confused. And so, in my search, it's like every formula had a different miracle cure. Look for castor oil, look for onion juice, and I'm telling you, I tried all that. Oh, let me tell you, onion juice, hey, which made me smell like, a soup kitchen for 2 days with zero results. Like, for me, I wanted results, immediate results. Talk of rice water, talk of the inversion method, talk of scalp massages, talk of all that. Oh yes, they are helpful, but for me, I needed a quick solution. Like, I needed a quick cure. So I remember I bought like 7 things in those 3 weeks. I tried 4 of them inconsistently for like 2 weeks each, and then I lost faith and I moved on. I was doing the most of us do when we are scared and overwhelmed and we desperately want to fix something. So I was throwing things at the wall. I was treating a problem I didn't actually understand. You see? So I kept, just doing my things. And let's say 3 weeks after, I started, searching again. Now, here is where it gets interesting. I had seen the internet and I had seen formulas, I had seen influencers who had recovered from hair loss and shared their miracle routines. But I had not sat in a room like with a medical professional who could run some few tests, and look at my specific individual problem. Honestly, I thought like whatever these influencers are saying is the right thing, and whatever they are saying, that is what I'm going to follow. But a friend of mine suggested, Doris, you have done enough of that research. You have learned new things from researching. You have tried this, you have tried this, and everything that you have tried is actually some of the things they are actually medically approved. But now the problem with you is you don't know the exact problem. So one day I decided to finally book an appointment. What I was given, like in that appointment, what I was given was not a product list. To be surprised, it was a protocol, extracted, prioritized, evidence-based plan to address each of my problem. So let me give you this structured protocol that I was given. Step 1, address the deficiencies. Step 2, reduce scalp inflammation. Step 3, mechanical stimulation. Step 4, topical actives. And step 5, stress. Now, I did not understand that my hair growth cycle is not based on my emotional timeline. Now, let's go to month 2. And month 2, it brought like something I was not actually prepared for. So, this month 2 actually broke me. Why? The shading got worse for about 2.5 a week. My hair was shedding. I had like clumps of hair, like this month 2 I was stressed because it was too much. Like, it had never happened before. Like, the shedding was excess shedding. Like, I cried. I literally cried because I thought like now I'm going to lose all my hair. You see? So I called, my medical doctor. I told him what was happening. And actually, I remember sitting on my bathroom floor and I was, crying because my hair was going, nothing was happening. But then he explained something and he told me that maybe it is a shift in the telogen cycle that is happening to me. So, when you are address the underlying condition that causes your hair, that is causing your hair to thin, the follicle begins to wake up. And when the follicles comes back like online, and when the follicles comes back to life, they start a new cycle. And that is what was happening to me. I didn't have any other way. I didn't have another choice. So I only chose to believe what he said. So he told me to keep on pushing and not to give up. So he told me like this. This is the most important, moment in that protocol. This is the moment most people stop because they think they have made it worse. Like if you stop here, you will lose all the ground you have just gained, and never again will you see results in the coming months. So the best thing that you have to do is to keep going. So I kept going. Like I just encouraged myself to keep going. I followed all the steps that my medical doctor gave me. And the first step was, pre-cleansing my scalp using a sulfate-free shampoo. Number two, deep conditioning my hair also using a sulfate-free deep conditioner. Then step three was rinsing, my hair with giving my scalp or my hair a cold rinse. Then step four was using the LOC or using the LCO method on my hair. And at night, putting on a satin bonnet. So there were no exceptions. I did all that. And let me tell you, month 6, I remember one day I had just washed my hair and I did not see any shedding. Like this was the very first time in all those, the second year, yeah, that was the very first time I did not see, my hair shedding. Oh my God. And let me tell you, I'm so grateful because all this time I was documenting my progress, hoping that one day I will have, a proof. One day I will have a testimony to share with people. And let me tell you, my hair started changing. After I stopped seeing shedding, the next thing that came is the thin hair now started, becoming a little bit thicker with time. So, my hair did not just grow, it became thicker, it became fuller, and it became even more beautiful. And for the very first time after a long time, I felt confident again. And that confidence, it's like it brought everything alive inside of me. Unlike the thinning, my hair was thicker. And that is my story. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to that story. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe.